Are you fucking kidding me? Ah!
Yeah,
Makes a hole in his wall. You made a hole, dude.
It was an indentation.
Hole in your
It
wall.
wasn't all the way through.
And he goes, calm down, my kids are watching.
Yeah. PG-13.
They shouldn't be watching. You guys need to get off YouTube, goddammit. Welcome to Yappy Endings. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 3. This is a very close friend. Known him for over 20 years. Yeah, 20 years, man. Jesus.
Blush, baby.
We've been through a lot, and he is someone that I can say is truly one of my closest and best friends. One-time champion from the Bill Belichick Film School, fantasy football.
I do that one.
Mr. Cameron Don Lee Webster.
I was about it until you threw out my middle name.
Hey, I had to, man. It's kind of our joke.
Okay, Mr. Abel.
It's Cameron Don Lee Webster. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you, brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm really happy you were able to join us. Yeah, you're like I said, you're someone that obviously we've known each other for a long time. So long.
So it's been element. What was it? Sixth? What grade? Eighth? Seventh?
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade, brother.
Yeah. Known this kid since,
I had to. Sorry.
Don't worry, we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty of roasts going on.
But before we get there, let's go take a trip down memory lane. Hit it, Caesar. Memory of. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot we've been through, huh?
RIP shit. Yeah, dude, it's been a while, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna get you started on this one. So, I mean, obviously we've known each other for 20 years.
Is this an intervention? I'm all.
Yeah. All right. All these people come out. They're like, Cameron, you need to
Cameron,
stop.
I'm all. What the? You know my middle name.
You need to stop. All right. So, I know I got my side of the story. I want to see it from your point of view. How did we meet? Or how do you remember meeting me?
Goofy. Yeah.
No, I was goofy.
No, elementary school back in the day. Between Easton and a couple other guys or whatever. You lived next to Easton, obviously, and yeah, you were just kind of you were trying to get in where you fit in type of thing, and weren't boys off the bat, so to speak.
Yeah,
but
boy.
you had your little stash going.
That was until high
Where'd you come
school.
from? San Bernardino or something? You had a little peach fuzz or something. You probably sat in the middle
All
like
right,
this
well,
every
you guys
day.
will see the video. Yeah, I had a little stash back in the day.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yep. And then that's all he had for a long time. And that dude looked like he was ready to jump in his van and go. But now look at you.
No, we don't know.
You
Explain.
got some chin hair. Yeah.
You're like,
Make sure you put that in the video. No, but no, it's been a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously growing up through elementary school and playing basketball all the time and
yeah.
Back in the day making videos and whatnot, just being, kids, young, dumb, and
free.
Dumb. Yeah, free. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Not stupid.
It was a good time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I look back at some of those memories we played, and there's a lot more to that. That I'm like, damn, man, like we had it good back then. Like it was nice to grow up with like a really close friend like you guys. Because realistically, in like high school and stuff, I really didn't have a bunch of friends. Like I knew a lot of people. I was cool with a lot of people, but my core, 4 was you guys. You
Yeah,
know,
it's kind of. I feel like that's kind of a typical thing when you go from like elementary school to high school. Like it's like unless you're, whatever you're a freshman on varsity or you're something of that nature. Like you might think you're cool in elementary school, but then once you make that transition to high school, it's like being in a a flag football league or like a youth football league.
Yeah.
But then you go to play like travel this or you go to like a tackle league or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of just like, all right,
I'm not that cool.
got humbled a little bit.
Never
you know what I
mind.
mean? Gabe's like, my mustache isn't even cool anymore.
The girls don't like me anymore.
I'm hit the gym.
I'm at the gym. Yeah, man. So I remember, we met back then. So I mean, one of the things I always like to look back at is like, what was one of your favorite memories of us like growing up together? I mean, because we go back from 8th grade to like, I mean,
Sheesh.
not that long ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking throwback. I mean, I would say probably the same type of thing, content.
Shooting videos?
You always had, it didn't matter if it was, back in the day when we were playing basketball, 5 days, 6 days a week at Cheyenne or wherever, you know what I mean?
We used to play ball all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he was. Show him how my jump shot was back in the day.
Hold on, I got to make room. Hold on.
He's a move, Mike.
He'd be like this. Like this. So as soon as he would go to pull his arm up, and you just block him every time. Poor guy's like, why are you always blocking me? It was goofy, man.
I didn't play ball until 8th grade summer, freshman year. And that was when you and I started playing a lot. And one thing I will give props to Cam about is he's really good at like explaining and like showing you like, hey man, like if you do X, Y, and Z, like teaching pretty much. Like he could teach you how to do something if he's really good at it, and you're really good at shooting back then. So you'd be like,
oh yeah,
you're like, bro, stop doing that. You're gonna get blocked like this.
Yeah,
you're like, so if you do it, more fluent.
That's all I had in my day too. I mean, I remember like what was it, like Michael Ayala and a couple of the good athletes from Cheyenne or whatever. We'd be playing at recess or whatever, and I was always picked just because I could shoot threes. You know what I mean? But shit, back in the day, I don't even think I was 5 foot going into high school.
You weren't.
I was tiny, dude. I remember was it 8th grade? We went 8th or 7th grade. Went to go into Castles and Coasters, and I couldn't even ride.
They're like, you're too fucking short.
Yeah, they're like, well, you're close, but, and I'm like,
don't do this in front of
my tippy toes. Little did they know I was already wearing, foam and shit in the food. But dude, it was that was like the only thing I had for my game back in the day.
Yeah,
and then what was it? Probably shit. I don't even know. Freshman year. I mean, I might have been 5 foot freshman year, maybe.
Yeah,
but like I hit my growth way later than everybody else, and that's all I had. So I tried to help out when I could.
Yeah, man. No, it was a good time. I think my favorite memories of us, like looking back through all the years, was that we always made it a tradition after high school to go on that Cali trip.
Cali trip. I already knew
every
you were going
summer.
with that.
Every summer we would go to San Diego. Me, him, Jose, and Marcus. We had Luis go with us one year.
Once, yep.
But but that was like our boys trip. Like we would go and we did it for like
shit. What were we going like
4 or 5 trips like that?
Hell, even more of that, I think, because there was a couple times where we brought our girlfriends or
Those
something,
don't count.
where
those don't count.
At the time,
just for the boys.
So it's gonna be house,
for the boys.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, I mean, there was a few times where we went with our at the time girlfriends or whatever, and Jose might not have gone, or Marcus couldn't go or whatever because of jobs and stuff. But I mean, primarily, I'd say it's probably 7-8 years we went.
Yeah,
between we were probably five guys trips, the one that Luis went on or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember the can?
Do you want to tell them the can story?
I mean,
Mom and Dad, don't get mad. This was a long time ago.
No, and like it was we were of age, of course, and it was Cali too. So I think everything's legal in Cali. You know what I mean? But no, we had I think it was Luis that was kind of the smoker, and like I never enjoyed smoking when I was younger, but you get together with the guys. It don't matter if we're sitting in the park eating a pomegranate, because we did that a lot too. Or if we're, getting into some dumb stuff or whatever, And we had gone out, had a good night. We're in San Diego at Mission Beach or whatever. Hotel was not too far from. I think we had like Hotel Circle or something like that. and
Famous hotel
our
circle.
buddy, we didn't even know he brought it.
No, we
you know,
didn't.
because I think at the time, I mean, whatever. We weren't 21. But at the time, I think his brother bought like a 30 pack, or somebody bought him a 30 pack. So we knew he brought alcohol, and we were like, we were there for what, 5 days, and like a 30 pack for us. We'd have like 3 beers a night, and we're like,
We're feeling good.
we're buzzing, you know. And he ended up bringing, you know, some medical, you know,
Some Mary Jane.
yeah, marijuana,
Some Snoop Dogg.
yeah. It was probably garbage, but you know, any is better than none. But yeah, and also Kim, by the way, I was the one that was driving, and we went through, and then he told me right as we were in the checkpoint. Remember, we're like 4 cars back, and he's like, "Oh, good thing they don't have any dogs." I'm like, what's that got to do with anything?
He's like, "Oh
And
yeah,
he's like,
guys.
well, I got it in like a coffee can and this and that. And I was like, you have what in a coffee can? So this motherfucker, yeah.
We're at the checkpoint. The
watching this,
dogs are all
Luis,
fucking
Alex.
sniffing.
Yeah, bullshit. No, the funniest part too was that wasn't even the I guess the border crossing. That was the, remember? Because
it was just
we
like a
rolled the
stop.
windows down. Yeah, we rolled the windows down, and it was the lady's like, you know, because at this point I'm like, you know,
all
like,
nervous. I'm
you
all
know,
nervous
I'm the
too.
only white guy. Matter of fact, because that was with Luis, Jose, and Gabe, and so I'm driving Gabe's '01 Accord,
Honda
beat
Accord
up,
back in the
hail
day.
dented, yeah, everything. I mean, that thing was a trooper, but
It was.
I'm the one driving. It ain't my car. I'm not on the title, nothing like that, you know. And then he tells me about that as we're like 4 cars deep, and I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" You know. And so, you know, roll down the window and kind of get closer, you know, and like, "How you doing?" She goes, "Good, good. Do you have any?" What did she say? "Do you have any plants or fruit or something like that on board? You have any fruits or seeds or vegetables on board?" And I said, "No." Wait, what? I was like, "What did you say?" And she said, fruits. Yeah, it was like fruits, plants, or
He's all
seeds
plants.
or something. Yeah. And I mean, I guess technically that would have made sense, but I didn't even think that far ahead because I was just thinking like, I'm the one driving. You know what I mean? You see videos where like, you know, it's like, "Is this yours?" And the guy's like, "Nah, it ain't mine." Like, "Cool, well, it's the guy's driving." And you're like, "Bro, what the fuck? It is yours. It's in your pocket," you know? And yeah, she said something about any fruits or vegetables or something on board. And I was like, "Huh?" And then she repeats it again. I said, "Oh, no, we're good." And then I drive away and I'm just like, "What the fuck did you just say?" It was the most, you know, goofy thing ever. Anyways, fast forward. Sorry, I said a lot.
That shit was funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long podcast. 'Cause
No,
I
you're
just
good.
be yapping around.
Yep.
So, anyways, we ended up getting Cali or whatever. I think it was like maybe the 2nd or 3rd night we were there.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
We went out, hit back to the hotel or whatever.
Never picked up any girls.
Yep.
No, we
Not that I mean, I was like, no, we didn't try, but you know.
Oh, I tried.
Well, yeah,
Nothing happened.
that's true. Yeah, that brings me back to the Toby Keith days. Shit, remember that? Always. Oh, that's a whole nother. We'll get into that at some point later. But yeah. So, anyways, we get back and he's like, "You guys want to smoke a little bit?" I'm like, "Well, fuck, we got it here. Might as well." And of course, you know, he didn't bring a pipe or a bong or anything like that. You know, he had it literally like a coffee tin or whatever, all wrapped up and shit. And he gets I think it was a Monster can. He gets a Monster can, you know, and he's like flattening it out, you know, and using the whole, again, not a smoker. And he's like, "Cool." So we're in the bathroom with the fucking fan on, you know, trying to like loft it all up and whatnot. Because we were in like the cheapest Motel 8 I think we could find, probably.
It was special.
So like you go outside, somebody probably rob you the weed, you know what I mean?
But we stayed in.
Yeah, so we stayed and we chose the bathroom, you know. So we got 4 of us in the bathroom. And you know, I'm like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "I'll light it. You do this and you know, let your
Hold
thumb
the
go.
can.
Whatever, cool." I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, cool." So I hit it. I think Jose hit it next. And then Gabe was the last one. And he put some fresh stuff on top, you know, and he turns it and he again explains it to Gabe, just like he explained it to me, and just like he just explained it to Jose. And Gabe's like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, like you light it, whatever, cool." And he grabs this isn't empty, so I don't want to like do too much. But he grabs it, and as soon as he goes, "Cool," he pinches it, probably a little nervous, and it goes, dong, and it goes,
All the way.
and you just hear all over the ground. He's like, "Gabe, what the fuck?" And he's like,
And I'm over there trying to hit him.
yeah, and he's like, "What do I do?" I don't know if he was playing stupid.
No.
I mean, like, I don't think you knew, truthfully.
I really
but
didn't. I thought I did it right.
Yeah, and Luis was trying to be,
I just
cool
remember
or whatever.
opening my eyes and he just stared at me. He's like,
Yeah.
you fucking
Gabe's like, I
dropped
don't
it.
really think he goes,
Nothing.
and like nothing comes out. He's like, and he goes, well, no, you didn't get anything because you just put it all over the ground. And he's like, what do you mean? He had no idea. So I don't know if Gabe was like his first kiss,
did we do this?
do one of these or whatever. But my God, it was, and at that point, it had probably been a couple minutes since I took one hit or whatever. And I'm probably like,
he's dying laughing.
Just dying. And we're in with the bathroom. The door's closed, so it's maybe like 4 feet by 3 feet, And oh my God, dude. I probably will never forget that that time, because that was freaking hilarious. But those trips were good, man. There was like plenty. I mean, some stuff that hopefully you ain't got footage of, or don't put it in that intro video. But Coors Light boxes, and
we had a good time.
4 dudes in a hotel room. Yeah, there was a lot of
a bromance.
Oh yeah, and some fighting.
Don't be jealous,
and
Caesar.
some things of that nature. You know what I mean? Little issues here. Playing Madden. I shouldn't have brought up Madden.
Which reminds me of Madden.
Yeah.
So back in the day, Madden was our big thing. Like we would play every new game that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what were we in, like high school still? We had to have been in high school.
Yeah, I don't think it was elementary, because that was when me and you were hanging out quite a bit. So yeah, I'd say probably maybe sophomore year, probably somewhere around there or whatever.
So normally me and Cameron after school, he'd text me, hey, let's go to Barrows. We'll ride our bikes out there, and then we'll go back to my place and play some video games or play ball. Well, yeah, we would go to Barrows, eat some pizza, and then that day he's like, hey, let's go back to my house. We could play Madden. I got the new one. I'm like, okay, cool. So we go back. We're in his room. He sets it up. He's like, here's your controller. Here's mine. Who are you gonna be? I always picked the Cardinals. Back in the day.
Yep.
And I think you had like the Eagles. You had a pretty good team.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you had
Made
some
sense.
teams.
Because that was about the time when I was getting into the Chiefs, but they were garbage back in the day. So it was like if you couldn't run the ball with Priest, or have a punt return with Dante or something, they were pretty bad. So yeah, I probably picked somebody that was a little bit better, because that was around the time the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
So you played with the Cardinals, and granted, people were probably, man, that sucks. That's a shitty team to pick.
They were good.
But no, they were good back then, because that was Kurt Warner and Larry, and that fucking post route you always ran.
So we would play, and normally on 3rd and long, the normal rule is you punt the ball.
No, not third. I mean, yes,
4th
third,
and long.
but if you get to 4th, you clearly should,
I'm at 4th.
Football, you would think, for fuck's sake.
So on 4th and long, they'd be like, all right, don't be a dumbass, punt it. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to go for it. And he's like, dude, you're at your goal line. Don't fucking do that. Like, just punt.
Yeah, it's like, and it's not even like 4th and 4. It's like this man got sacked, threw the ball out of bounds, whatever it may be, fumbled, recovered it. It's like 4th and 29 on his own 30, and he'd be going through the playbook, and I'm just like, and we're sitting on my bed like closer than we are now, and my TV, it's like a 32-inch, which was big at the time, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck? So I'm backing out, no punt block, obviously. I got to drop into coverage. And yeah, so
I'm like, I'm going to go for it. And again, I go for it. Post route. Larry Fitzgerald catches it for like 35 yards.
Yep.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Again.
And this wasn't the first time, mind you.
So
like in that day, it was not the first time, let alone ever. So let that be known too. So it was boiling. It was
So this happened not 1, not 2, not 3. This probably was the 4th time. That it happened. That game.
Yep. On the 4th and long.
And no matter what, whenever I would throw it to Larry Fitzgerald or do that stupid post route, he would always catch it.
But specifically on 4th down, because there were sometimes I would, I could drop a zone. I would literally. I don't even know if you knew how to do it, but I would literally double team.
I didn't know what I was doing.
2-man, Larry.
I was just passing to
So
Larry.
I'd have a safety up on him, and I'd have a corner on him. So there's no reason he should have caught it.
But he would catch it.
But he did. Yep.
So we're sitting on his bed. I'm on the edge. He's right next to against the wall, kind of thing. And again, it's 4th
we
down.
got wall here, ideally, like literally right here. TV in the middle, and he's on that inside of my room, so to speak.
So again, it's 4th down. 29 yards. I go for it. Long post route. Larry Fitzgerald. Double coverage.
Yep.
Throw him a deep bomb between two people. Catches the ball. Cameron, at this moment, his dad wasn't home, goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Ah!
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah,
Makes a hole in his wall.
You
made a hole, dude.
It was an
You punched the
indentation.
fucking hole in your wall.
It wasn't all the way through.
And he goes, and I'm trying not to laugh because I'm like,
The worst
I'm
part-
just like, look, he's sitting right next to me,
Worst
so I'm
part
like,
is it's like this. The play happens, and I'm like, and I just did this. I don't even think I looked at the wall, to know how close I was or whatever. And anyway, and I was like,
Dude, and the hardest part was trying not to laugh at that moment because he was so pissed.
I was fucking heated. Yeah,
And I
was
look
not-
over and he's like done ranting. Oh, fucking bullshit. I can't believe you did that shit. And he's like on his controller, like looks at me.
And at
I
that
can
point,
see
I
him
feel
out
like,
the corner of my eye.
I feel like Gabe kind of saw me like doing one of these, like,
And he like looks over
know?
and like does a double take. He's like, shit, and grabs one of his pillows and
I put it up against
covers it up
I don't
on
even know
there.
why. Like I was in,
and
I
it
was
keeps
embarrassed.
playing, bro.
Yeah.
That is the funniest fucking story I like to this day still remember because you were so mad.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. So there's a reason why I was able to catch everything. We didn't know this until like a couple months.
supposedly nobody knew it.
I didn't know.
It was my house, my damn PlayStation, but somehow we found out. I don't know, maybe a year later or something that the default settings. I don't even know what Madden this was. Probably like Madden,
Like 2008, 2007.
16, 8, something in there or whatever. I think it was the year after the Fitz and Palomalu cover or whatever. So again, Cardinals were good, but yeah, at some point, because I was pretty good at Madden. I feel like, especially back in the day.
He wasn't good
and there
enough.
was a lot of time. Yeah, well, we're getting to that. And there was a lot of times where I would personally drop into coverage, and I would switch on to the guys, and I'd be rushing, and I'd be, doing audibles and stuff like that on defense. And there was so many times where it's like a wide open interception. He's throwing a crosser, and I grab my back, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go, baby!" And the guy goes,
drops the shit.
and I'm like,
so
okay, what are the chances?
What did you find out?
After I think there was one game where I dropped like 4 picks, and I'm like, what the fuck, So I think I clicked on the settings or something, and I looked at, because back in the day you couldn't really change the besides like pro, rookie, pro, all star, all Madden. There wasn't a lot of settings, but I think that was one of the first couple years where they started adding like computer settings, but also like player in, like what do you call it, like advantages or whatever, you know what I mean? So like if you didn't click on your guy, he might get an interception, but if you clicked on the guy, you might not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I clicked on something like attributes or something, and it shows fucking player 1, which is always me, my PlayStation, player 1 was at, the even, it wasn't disadvantage or advantage. And then player 2 was at like 75% advantage in everything. So whether Gabe controlled the guy or Gabe didn't rush the guy at all, because that was another thing too. You used to be classic for not letting your computer rush me.
Hey man, I wanted to play.
Yeah. Gabe would just pick somebody and not touch the controller, so it would still control the guy rushing. And so if he was chasing me, I could juke him and I could, whatever. But a computer, it was on like all pro, so it was a little more toned in, And I found out eventually, after the hole in the wall and after a lot of frustration.
We had a handicap setting on
And it was always player 2.
player 2. So I didn't know that. I didn't do it. I think someone must have done it, but it seriously wasn't me.
That's what I get for trying to be, I wasn't stingy, but like the stingy house. I was like, I'm player 1. It's my house.
It's my house. You're fucking player 2.
Don't know if
now.
I ever said that, but knowing me, I probably did.
You
Like,
said
no, I'm player 1. I'm home
So
field.
Scott, when we sold your house, that hole on the wall, that was
Do
Cameron.
you remember how bad the patch job was that I did?
Dude, he did what? I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know what I did.
He like got like clay, like some putty. I mean, like there's drywall stuff, but I think you bought that and then.
Well, your dad was repairing houses and doing renovations and shit. Why didn't you help me?
Well, because you covered it already. Well,
Barely.
It was not a good patch job. He's like, I got some putty and I did my fingers on it and it looks good. And I'm like,
it looked bad.
yeah. So when I sold his dad's house, I was like, hey man, let's gonna patch this up. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Ask your son.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
It was a good time though. That's by far one of my favorite memories with you, bro. Like that was. I mean, we got a bunch, but
Oh yeah,
that's just one of them.
oh, dude, it'd be a 5-hour podcast if we talked about everything.
Oh yeah, we could.
Cali, bear suit, borrows, many memories, everything, man. Always a good time though.
Absolutely, bro. I'll throw it back on you. What you got for me? What's some questions you got?
You know,
Yeah, let me see here.
there's a bunch of stuff, but trying to keep it in relation. I mean, not that I want to roast myself, but
If I would have punched a hole in the wall, my mom and dad would have spanked me.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me thinking about things that were against me, But what did I say to my dad? I think I was like trying to stay the night at Cody's house or something like that, back when we were younger, and he was pissing me off, and in my head, I'm sitting next to everybody, I'm like, no, like that's not, no, dumbass, and that's what I was thinking I was gonna say.
You were about to call your dad a dumb.
Yeah. And then, and that was after my parents split and everything. And so my dad was like, he was lenient, but also like didn't take shit. So like I couldn't sneak out. And I respected it, But yeah, and I was like, no, you, but I already said duh. And then I kind of was like, shit, I'm with the boys, But I'm also talking to my dad. And so I said, you dummy.
We all pause our video game and we look at him. We're like,
"What the
fuck?
Yeah,
you
so,
dummy."
Yeah, so anytime
dad a
somebody
dummy?
would do something stupid, that was always the dummy.
Yeah, we started calling you a dummy because you called your dad.
Before I'm thinking of all the things, what are your top, like roasts of me? Obviously, the dummy we talked about, the hole in the wall.
Oh, man.
Anytime somebody get mad, but I know I can think of at least one in Cali when sunscreen. I said shit, what is going on here?
So in Cali, we would always tell him, like, Cameron, you need to put on some sunblock. Oh.
Oh my God. Fuck. Help me, Gabe. Grab it. Touch it. See. Push the lever back. We're having some technical. I didn't even touch it. I barely even touched it. Oh, this is where we.
Sponsored by
Sponsored
Cayman.
by?
Or, yeah, Cayman Jack.
If you don't like it,
Drink
fuck
more.
you.
Or, yeah. Or
You're
that one.
too big red then. Fuck you. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So we came up with the nickname for Cameron, and this is classic from Cali. Every time we would go, we'd be like, "Hey man, like you need to put on some sunblock. Like you're gonna burn up." He's like, "I don't believe in sunblock," and we're like, "Okay." So sure enough, we'd go out there, whole day in the beach, playing, catching, walking around,
Playing.
just being a bunch of boys,
Castles and shit.
trying to talk to girls, but they'd ignore us.
Yeah.
And we go back to the room. Next day we wake up. This fucking kid's red. Like his shoes. Like red.
Like, dude, red.
Legit red.
Like, I looked like.
We're like, you fucking
SpongeBob.
lobster.
Yeah.
You look. You told you.
Dude, it was bad. But during the day, like we went out to eat that night and everything, and like it wasn't
Yeah.
like instantly red. But for whatever reason, after I woke up the next morning,
So we
It
call
was-
him Cameron
bad.
Donnelly Lobster from there.
lobster.
He's a lobster.
That was a good one.
So I mean, we got
Punch
a
on
bunch,
the
man.
wall, brother. Oh no, that's you.
Brother. So growing up, I couldn't really. I don't know why I couldn't pronounce like ER, like father.
No, it was the
The
th you
yeah.
couldn't say. It wasn't the You got the
It's the
It was just-
TH.
brother.
So
or
I would talk to them and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And they'd be like,
Yeah.
"What did you fucking say?" Like, brother? And they're like, "It's brother." I'm like, "Oh," but
Yep.
like
He's
for
like, yeah,
anything, mother, brother.
He's like, yeah, brother. Like, there's no D in brother.
So anytime I would say like mother, brother, other, or anything like that, they'd be like, brother. I mean, it's just inside jokes between the guys that they would always point out. You can always bring up Applebee's.
Oh, yep.
All right.
Yep. I won't forget that one. We're at Applebee's I think it was after flag football or something like that.
Yeah, we would always go and like get some food after.
Yep. And like typically you think, like a normal person, you think Applebee's is you think like
Like a normal
appetizers, wings, maybe like a $1 Long Island or, the stuff they had.
I was a
And
growing boy.
Gabe, this is probably when you were trying to like hit the gym and like when you were going from puny to not so puny. And he orders what was it, a T-bone?
I wanted a T-bone
He
steak.
ordered a steak. First off, he ordered a steak from Applebee's. Jackass. And then the funniest part about it is and it was kind of like later at night or whatever, and everybody's ordering. And yeah, I'll do the T-bone, and she's like asking, do you want the mashed potatoes or
Mushrooms
fries or whatever, add mushrooms, and how do you want it cooked? And he goes, just like normal is cool.
Regular.
And we were kind of like obviously he's ordering and we're not, we're in a conversation. I'm like, reg. She's like, okay, so like little
she's like, that's a first.
Yeah, she's like, that's a first. So like, do you want a little bit of pink, like no pink? And at this point, like we're not trying to like clown on him. And he's just like, yeah, just like the normal way,
the regular.
And he's kind of like, like kind of leaning into her,
guys.
And we were just like,
I never knew the steak had fucking rare, medium, well done. I didn't know that shit. Our carne thought I was always well done or regular. It was my thing. That's what it was. So I go out, I'm like, oh, I just want a steak. I'm just thinking they're gonna cook it. I never.
Yeah.
So hey, I got enlightened in that moment. I got roasted, and now whenever I'm ordering steak or anything with the guys, they'll be like, how do you want it? Regular.
Yep, for sure. Or anytime we've cooked carne asada at Super Bowl parties or anything like that too. But
it'll be like regular, or I'll tell them it's dog. I'll be like, Cameron, we're eating dog.
Oh yeah,
he's like, shut the fuck up, don't say that.
And Pokemon, R.I.P. Pokemon. No, you always used to roast my cat and say that my cat died or something. Like I named him Pokemon. I was like 6th grade or something. I don't know. Little shithead. He's the worst cat ever. I mean, I only had one cat, but he was pretty fucking terrible. He'd piss all over the corners and stuff. He was not a good
Scott,
Pokemon.
this is why we need to do these updates to sell your house, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he knows. We had to use that Kills odor eliminator, rip up all the carpet. It was gnarly, dude.
Well, the crazy thing is when I met you, it's I think your cat was only around for a little bit and then he passed away. So R.I.P. Pokemon.
And Simba, too.
Simba, that was my cat. R.I.P. We'll take some pictures, Caesar, post them up.
Right, smoking some catnip right now together.
They're all like, this, our boys.
He wasted the weed.
He wasted it.
What did I do? I don't feel anything. Fucking Simba.
Fucking Simba, you ruined it. Awesome. So we got our Madden story, we got the dummy story. So I'm gonna jump.
You're so good. Oh God!
Before I dive into real estate, was there anything else you wanted to bring up? I text you a bunch.
No, I mean, I feel like without even having to ask, we just kind of jumped into them.
We did. He said,
inside
King
jokes,
John
funniest memories,
even know.
Roasting each other.
Yeah, that's pretty
things we've been through. I guess I would say.
Yeah.
Just little updates or whatever. Like from, I think the biggest thing with you that I like that I think about.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you were young. You were, trying to fit in or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So you were a little out there at times, a little goofy. Goofy Gabe, gullible Gabe. We would call him.
I still am.
So yeah, I mean, he still has his moments, but yeah, there's some times where I don't even know what like. I'm like talking about his girlfriend, like I don't know, dude. I was like I could cuddle with her, and he's like, what? Like yeah, just I don't know. Like he's like. Why would you want to do that? I'm like, I don't want to, I'm kidding. Why would I want that? And he's like, oh yeah, dude. Why? Yeah, I don't know why you want that. I'm like, fucking gullible Gabe all the time.
I grew up, I mean, I wouldn't say sheltered, but I mean, I never really fucked around with anybody or like, it was pretty straightforward friendship. Like, hey, what's up? You want to play ball? Okay, let's go do this. And then I think when I, obviously going into like 7th, 8th grade, like you guys were very like sarcastic, like to fuck around, and I was like, oh, like this is new to me. What's going on?
Don't know how to take it. But yeah, you used to be real like kind of even like antisocial, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I remember when you got the job at Barrows. I think that was the first job you had, right? I mean, so you were working with your dad before,
construction before.
Yeah, your first real job or whatever, out there.
Yeah,
was Barrows, and like you blossomed from the goofy like you couldn't talk to people a lot. I feel like even from the I didn't want you to say regular normal, like it's like you just weren't a social type of a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had to kind of register things, and then you started working at Barrows, and you were freaking delivery driving, and you were doing this, and then you started, doing stuff in the kitchen, and then you started doing this, and you were working like shit. I feel like you were there every other day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you were busting your ass, and then you went from that to now real estate, obviously, and it was a struggle at first. I feel like for anybody, I feel like when anybody goes from any sort of a part-time job or whatever into real estate, I feel like it's shout out to all the real estate people out there, because it ain't an easy job. It's like, I've been in food service for a while, and dealing with people, when they're looking for something in particular, it's like if you give them what they want, they're happy and everything's great. But if it isn't, the price they want, if it isn't the deal they want, if it isn't like on their time, whatever it may be, they got to wait for their food, they're pissed. They want to buy a house, and their lease ends in X amount of months, but the market isn't good. Like, as a realtor, like, there ain't nothing you can do about it. You can put in an offer, but chances are you're going to get beat out by somebody else, or somebody's going to come, like, I'm sure you can speak on that too, but people come from out of state, Cali, things like that, where they're a higher expense places. They just sold their house for $700,000.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3-bedroom house with, I'm not good with square footage, but a small 3-bedroom house. They come to Arizona and they're like, oh, I'll pay $400,000 cash. But our offer was $350 because that's all we had. And then of course the Pearson selling out, the people that are trying to make the money are like, $400,000 cash? Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah.
But then it almost makes it seem like you didn't do enough. You didn't do your job. You didn't give them a competitive offer. Like, you can't give them money to put down, You can work in closing costs and all that stuff, which you were like phenomenal at as far as when me and Natalie got our house together.
Yeah.
You guys bought when it was tough. Like it was still kind of.
No, I feel like we kind of got lucky though.
You guys
because for years, my dad always. I mean, at my dad's house, we kind of we got away with whatever, whether it was, drinking at the house, whatever.
What are you talking about? What? Mom, don't look.
But I mean, like in a way, I guess we were responsible, but also like I had it made, like at my dad's house. Your parents were obviously a lot more strict. You grew up differently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad's house, we'd stay up late at night. We could have 4, 5, 6 people over playing, beer pong or swimming or whatever. And like, my dad was cool with it. But my dad was always like, when are you going to move out? When are you going to leave? And my sister even still lived with us at the time. And, he was always like, I guess pushing, not like pushing you out the door, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like pushing to like get, take the next step in life. And it was like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't do this. I was making, shit money, but I was smart with my savings. Like back in the day, I had more money when I was 20, 21, especially. I mean, minus the freaking the cancer and everything, because that was
Shout out to Cameron. My boy here, he survived cancer. That was a scary
didn't
time.
even hurt me one bit. Sorry, I had to do that.
No, man, that was scary when you went through that, because I honestly, like, it was pretty bad, with the chemo and everything. And it was one of the times where I was like, damn, I'm actually gonna probably lose my best friend or one of my best friends. So I'm really happy you got through it, because man, that shit was scary.
Yeah, I was different, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had, like my grandma had like breast cancer or something, but I mean, obviously there's more to it. But ideally they cut off her breast, eliminated it. My dad had skin cancer. They cut out the piece, the cell, whatever, and patched some new skin in there or whatever, and it healed. But like, I'd never seen anybody go through chemo and radiation and all this stuff, and like it was in my heel bone. Like, it was lymphoma in my heel bone. Typically it's a lymph node type of bulge, cancer, mass, cyst, whatever. Mine was in my ankle. Like, I thought it was from playing flag football.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean?
I actually remember the game that we finished playing, and he's like taking off his cleats, and you grab your ankle. You're like, God, I don't know why this hurts so bad. I'm like, did you roll it? I'm like, because that's my thing. I always roll my ankles. He's like, no, man. Like, I don't know. It's just sore. I'm like, huh. Well, no worries. Hopefully by next week you'll be good. And then sure enough, next week we play again. You're same thing. You're like, dude, it really fucking hurts. And
I think that was like the championship game. Like, I heard it the week before, or I started feeling it like the week before, and then the championship game against that bald-headed motherfucker that pushed me in the back. Fuck that guy away.
He's always starting fights.
No, because he was a little shithead, and he pushed me. I had him 1-on-1, and he pushed me from behind, and then caught the game-winning touchdown. And I wasn't happy. And
Way to
I was
go,
like,
Cameron.
Look good to me, man. I'm like, I'm gonna go get him
See, he
some
remembers
damn
these things.
glasses.
I was
Fuck
just like,
that guy.
God damn it, we lost, Cameron. Way to go.
But yeah, anyways, back to the cancer. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like the next week, and then it just kind of kept getting worse. And I tried like,
Yeah.
the ace bandage type of stuff, you know what I mean, or whatever it may be, icing it at night and stuff like that. And yeah, it just kept getting worse to the point where I was literally walking with like a pirate. I was telling people, and I was serving at the time at the retirement community.
Yeah.
I was serving, and so I was literally just like, my ankle would get. It wasn't even swollen, but it was just like internally, it looked like a cankle. You know, you make fun of somebody for having like fat ankles.
Yeah.
It wasn't swollen like when you roll it. It wasn't bruised.
Yeah.
It was just fat. So I was literally, my one leg was just like stuck. So I was doing like this,
Yeah.
and then my other leg's just fairy dusting away.
At what point did you kind of realize, like, okay, I should probably get this checked out? Was it like a month later, a couple months later?
It was, I think the first place I went was I went to Core actually, because I didn't have like a primary doctor. So I went to the Core, which is like Center for Orthopedic Research and something. So there's a lot of like joint and like tendon, muscle, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I went there and did the x-ray or whatever. And, and this was when it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And they pretty much told me like, no, everything looks good. Like you probably just rolled it really bad or whatever. Like you need to stay off of it. You can't,
Oh, so they
this. No, they pretty much just were like,
They didn't even catch it.
no, they didn't at all.
That's
and
crazy.
then he was like, we can do a CT scan or a whatever internal. It shows like tendons and like nerves and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we can do that, but you have to put that through your insurance, and then and then I don't know how what they cover, because every plan's different. And I had Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, like the gold package. Thank God I had good insurance through my work at the time. And I'm just like, okay, well, like whatever. So I looked into it after I left the office that one time, thinking I was going to get an answer. And it was like, I was 20, 21. I think I was just 21 or almost 21.
Yeah.
And it was like, to do the CT scan or whatever it was after insurance, it was like $437 out of pocket or something like that. I had to pay at the place. And I was just like, nah, I'll be all right. So I waited again, and then it just kept getting worse, and I finally had it done. And then, they called me back like 4 or 5 days later or whatever, because they did the imaging and found a mass.
Yeah.
And then they sent it out to, I would assume, like a tumor specialist or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And kind of waited to get their input. And then, the guy called me, was like, yeah, there's a mass. Like, it's usually just, it could be like soft tissue buildup, or it could be like a tendon that's swollen or whatever it may be. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, whatever. Like, what do I got to do? And they're like, well, we want to give it a little bit of time, see if it gets better or worse, and then let us know. And then they finally sent me to, I don't even know where the hell it was, to be honest, but they literally, shit you not, they took a Dremel. Like, I will remember it to this day. The guy shot me up a couple times, numbed me up. He's on the table. I'm laying like this, like kind of like sideways,
Naked.
And
Okay, not naked.
yeah, he stopped touching me at that point. He's like, let me know if you feel any pressure, because at this point, like I pretty much like I just felt like my leg was just like doing like nothing, But I'm watching him, because I don't like to be put out by medicine and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird phobia. And he literally takes a Dremel and
A fucking drill.
and he's like, he was 6 foot, something like that, and he's like, and he's like looking at me, and he's like,
It's going
he's
in.
like, are you okay? And I'm like,
Do you feel that?
I'm just like, yeah, sure.
Dude, you're weird. I would have fucking vomited.
Dude, I mean, I don't know.
Freaked out.
I didn't feel it, so I guess it didn't matter. But he had to call in. He was the doctor, obviously, that or surgeon. I don't even know what he was, but he was like the next step
didn't
up
even
or
work
whatever.
there.
He he's all, yeah,
I need
it's
to call the
cancer. I'm all,
doctor.
what the fuck?
He's like, hold on.
But no, he had to call in another doctor, surgeon, whatever, because he couldn't get enough pressure on it.
Oh my God, that's
Like he was literally like
dude.
this, and it's going.
He's looking at you while you're looking at him.
He couldn't even get into the bone.
Dude, that's so
And then
wild.
after all that, they finally got into it, and the guy jokingly was like, "Hey, like good news is you got strong bones, so like that's positive, you know what I mean? Like
shit.
typically that's a good sign."
This boy drinks his milk.
And I'm like, and then all that happened, and it was probably like a week or two later, they took the sample, sent it out, and it went through this lab quest and this and that and whatever. And I remember getting the phone call, like he's like, "Cameron, we got your results in." I'm like, "Cool." He's like,
Not cool.
Wait, where? Like, are you at work, at home? I'm at home. I'm like, kind of. I'm one of those people on the phone too. That's why I can never be a leader, because when I'm on the phone, I will walk through my kitchen and like count the tiles as I walk. I don't know if it's like a weird
I pace.
thing,
I'll pace sometimes,
I know I would be. There's no way I could do it. I hate talking on the phone for that reason, because I would just walk like, and it's awkward as hell. I'll be like skipping tiles as I'm walking. It's goofy, but he's like, "Where are you at?" Like, I'm at home at the walking through my kitchen. Why? You want to take a seat so we can go over some things? I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we got the results. So it does show cancer, and I was just like,
What kind of went through your mind as soon as he said that? Like,
I don't know.
were you just kind of shocked? Like what? Like,
I mean, no.
didn't really register.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when he like said the whole like you want to sit down and stuff, I was just kind of like, okay, sure. I'm thinking like taking notes or something like that. So I think it's, at some point, I grabbed a pen or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
what do you
okay,
do?
cool. Like, where do I go? What's the update?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then he's like, it's cancer. Da da da. And he's like walking me through it. And he's like, are you okay? Do you have any questions? And I'm like,
I got a hole in my ankle.
I'm like, no. Like, what's it called again? And like what stage is it? Whatever. And he
So it's
tells me
cancer.
everything. I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what's the next step? And he's like, well, we can refer you here and da da da. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. And then I hung up the phone, and I was just like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but no, it was I don't know. I was one of those kids too that like I tried not to
Think about it too much.
not to think about it, or like
Yeah.
not carry it on the shoulders or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't show emotion type of thing. Not that I was raised that way, but just kind of like, you're pissed off, be pissed off, but you only got to be mad at everybody, or you know what I mean? You got shit going on at home, you're sad about whatever, grandma passing away. That doesn't mean you can just like,
Yeah. And I'll give you props, because I mean, you were pretty like you couldn't really tell how sad or like how hard it was, because you were always kind of like, no, like, hey, it is what it is.
cards
I mean,
always dealt.
If I'm good, I'll be good, and if not, then I love you guys, kind of thing. And I was like, damn,
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I was like,
And I don't think it hit me actually until probably like I remember the first round of chemo I did. I went in, and I think they opened at like 11.
yeah,
They had me come in at 10. They opened early for me.
Yeah.
Because typically your first round, they want to slow feed the chemo.
Yeah.
They give you like Benadryl, and at that point I already had like my port in my chest and everything. And they slow feed the Benadryl. That way it doesn't hit you, because doing that Benadryl hits, like, it's like you took 7 shots of Patron, like back to back to back to back to back. You're just sitting there 1 second, and then all of a sudden you're just like,
yeah,
like, and you just start to feel off, and like I'm like coloring, or I don't even know what the hell I was doing, like playing on my phone, and I'm just like I could see my body moving, but I was just like,
damn,
oh, this is fucking weird.
that's crazy.
And so by the time they fed that in and they did the first round of the chemo or whatever, it was I got there at 10 in the morning. My mom and my dad came with me. Shout out mom and dad, love y'all. Big support system. That was cool. But yeah, that day was the longest day of my life.
kind of like it really hit you then.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
And
Like,
it hit me mainly when I got home, because like being there, I didn't, I had stuff to do or whatever, but like the Benadryl thing was kind of like a weird, like I didn't feel like myself, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm always gonna feel like this, So that was kind of messed up mentally. But then I remember getting done. We didn't leave. They closed at 6. We didn't leave till like 7:30 till the drip was done or whatever. And I got home and hadn't eaten all day. And I don't even know what it was. I think like my mom went to get me food or something like that. And I'm sitting there on the couch, and I was just like, why me? And I do that moment, I was just like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
it was rough. It was bad, but I didn't really show it.
No, you
Honestly.
didn't.
Like I broke down, but besides that one time when I broke down,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I wasn't really raised to be like a tough ass or hard ass or anything like that. I just kind of like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need anybody to feel bad for me type of thing. You know what I mean? Because
And you would say that all the time and be like, don't feel bad for me, guys. Like,
still woke up. You know what I mean? Still had a job, all that type of good stuff. So I was just like, it is what it is. But no, it was definitely. It's funny too because like now that I made it through it, and life goes on and whatnot. You know, it's like sometimes people say something about whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, well my hair's thick. You know, I'm like, damn, why's your hair? You look like a chia pet. And I'm like, ever since cancer, it grew back like thick. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, I had cancer when I was like 21. They're like, you had cancer? And I'm like, yeah. And I like show them a picture of me being bald, and they're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just crazy to think about stuff that you've been through, like how much you grow as a person, whether it's like a life changing thing like that, or whether it's just simply like you, like I said, with going from borrows and putting yourself out there. You were goofy as hell at the beginning, but that made you more social, made you more comfortable. And then the realtor thing, when you told me, I think you took you a couple of times to pass the test too, I think, right? Because you kind of tried to
8 times.
Okay, I
was a long time.
wasn't gonna say 8, but
was a
shit,
lot.
I knew it was at least 2 or 3.
Hey, it was a struggle.
but I mean, he stayed committed to it. And even when you did pass your test and you were trying to get your feet wet or whatever, like
It was tough.
like the typical Gabe I knew would have been like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know, and you just were like froze. But you figured it out. You know, you weren't always profitable. You didn't sell a ton of houses or you know, have, I don't even know if you're with the team you're with now or whatever, but you were kind of just like searching, and you were trying to do on all the showings and help out with this and drop this off and you know, title and docs and all that type of stuff. And dude, you busted your ass. That's one thing I can definitely say is you have grown tremendously.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
In life too, you know what I mean? From getting your own house, going through multiple vehicles, things of that nature. Like you've made it through. You know what I mean? And any of the struggle's over, but I mean, shit, we're 33, 34 now. Like, back when we were 17, 18, ain't no way I saw you selling houses and making videos, going on a podcast and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, brother.
Thank you, man. No, and shout out to you because only people that have been through it know what it's like, you know, with everything that you went through with cancer. And it was a lot of growing pains. I had a lot of awkward moments, you know, obviously doing real estate, and I give props to a lot of our teammates that like sell a house in their first year. I didn't sell anything till like after a year or so. But
I'll connect deals and things like that. Anything you need to make a buck or to put your name out there, or you know.
Well,
what I mean?
I was awkward. Like I didn't know how to talk to people, but thankfully, like Ruben showed me a lot. Yeah. A lot of the agents on the team, they'd like kind of give me pointers, like, hey, like, you know, calm down, or like just try to breathe, don't talk so fast, little things like that. And it's a growing pain, but when I jumped into it, it was kind of like a do or die, like this is it.
Well, and at that point you were committed, you know what I mean?
I had to.
You either had borrows, you either could go back to borrows, or I don't even know if your dad might have still been doing houses.
Yeah,
but I mean, he was getting older too, you know what I mean? So it's like,
no, my dad always offered to.
He was gonna start building the houses, or you had to start selling the houses, you know what I mean?
One or the other.
But yeah, no, it's crazy though when you think about life, like 33, 34 years old, and like I still remember walking home from Cheyenne, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, seeing the high schoolers drive their cars by, and I'm like, man, the guy's so freaking cool.
To get a fucking car.
Stupid straight pipes Honda Civic, and I'm like, oh my god, so sick.
I didn't know anything about cars, so I was like, yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, dude. Like you go from being a kid,
is that good, Cam?
wanting to drive, you know, wanting to have a job, wanting to be able to go out, spend money, want your own house, you know, whatever it may be. And then now you're 33, 34, and we got couple kids, relationship, you know, up and down, and shit that's built us, and things we still struggle with, and you know, have made it through and appreciate and are, you know, more mature about and everything. And it's crazy, dude.
And that's awesome. Like I'm glad to hear that from you. Like, you know, how you appreciate and you see all the struggles you've been through and continue to grow as a person, because you've grown a lot too, man. Like you've grown into that manager position, and
it hasn't panned out yet.
Yeah, hey, but you've been going up.
Yeah, the struggle's gotten higher. Checks have gotten shorter.
Hey, but you're still there, and that's the thing. Is like you're still sticking through it. You're still powering through it. And I mean, you'll get there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and I feel like you in like your third, fourth year of real estate. Like I feel like I'm done with my training and I'm trying to bust my ass, prove myself. Don't matter if I'm working a 12-hour day, 8-hour day, whatever it may be. I could sit back and just kind of do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Or I could do what's best for everybody. I mean, I became a manager to try to, when I was serving, things were so good days, bad days, and good manager, bad manager type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was inconsistent. And I remember talking to the owner that's still there, and I was like, I said, honestly, I'm fucking miserable. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't enjoy work anymore. The money was good. You know, serving obviously you have ups and downs. Same with realty, whatever. And I literally I said, I don't take this the wrong way, but like, I fucking hate it here. And he was just like, what? You know what I mean? I don't sugarcoat things, and had a couple little conversation. He's like, I mean, the only way to make it better, the only way to make it better, right? And I was like, no, if I knew, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be talking to you. Like I was just like, yeah, I know. And then I'm like, wait, no, I don't. And what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, become a key, become a manager. Like, be the manager that you wish you had, or take the good from. So I've been there 10 years now, but like take the good from this and the good from this person that you didn't like. So like make sure you don't do that as a manager. Things of that nature. Probably the same concept for you is, working with title people or working with loan officers or whatever. And you're like, I love the way this guy talks to my clients. But I wasn't like, that girl was kind of like throwing money at, like numbers, whatever. And like, it kind of like made my clients uncomfortable. So like you find a way to a team, you didn't just like, I'm going to sign with this one. You know what I mean? You kind of felt it out and got a feel for it, committed, however you guys do it. I'm not exactly sure, contract-wise and stuff like that. But, you kind of pick your team. You pick the good, you pick the bad, what you do like, what you're good at. And then the next person might be good at something that you're not. So it's like you're building the team to assemble the best that you can be. You know what I mean? So...
And that's one thing I remember when I joined the brokerage before, is that I always see Ruben and his group, because this group back then was only like 4 or 5 agents, but they would always be together.
Yep.
And I was like, together. They would always be together.
Like
and
sisters.
I would see them and I'd be like, damn, like that looks like what I want to be, and I want to learn with the group of people, not just be on my own. I was like, I want to eventually be on that team. So 6 months in, after a while, and he calls me to join his team, I was like, fuck yeah. It's like, where do we get started? So it was kind of, I don't know, one of those things I saw, and I always wanted in the back of my head, and sure enough, later in the future, the opportunity came up. So how to just...
This is life. You surround yourself with people that compliment you. Like not literally, but like compliment your personality, your what you want, your goals, things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Partying and tequila, and
Parties
having a good time too.
Hey, we work hard and play hard.
So cool. Yeah, I mean, work hard, play hard. That's another additive to that too. But no, it's definitely, you got to assemble your team, and you got to kind of go through the struggle to figure out take the good with the bad. It's life. You know what I mean? You got to take the good with the bad. There's times me and you, I remember back in the day, there were many times where we got into it about dumb stuff. You know what I mean? Basketball or whatever. But like at the end of the day, it's like, get over the bad stuff, get over the slow season, or the market's high, whatever. Serving is slow, or busy season. I'm getting my ass kicked every day. You're over here driving X amount of miles to go to this house and do this showing and do this, and then you still don't sell a house, and you're just like, but put in the effort. Eventually, typically it'll pay off. Not always, but that's
most of
the
way
life goes.
Got to stick to it. I do want to jump back into you were saying like back in the day when your dad was like telling you like, hey, like when you're gonna move out, like at what point was it that you were like, all right, I need to move out, I'm ready to go? Like what was the thing?
It was probably, I mean, between me and Natalie, always trying to do the back and forth, because her parents lived out in Surprise. We're kind of by where we live now. My dad was in Peoria, you know what I mean, and my other job was next to my dad's house. Texas Roadhouse was next to my dad's house, and it was always like me working nights, her working. I think she was at the salon or the massage place, whatever it was. So she was working more like a 9 to 5, and then I wasn't going in until Texas Roadhouse didn't even open until 4 at the time. So I was going in at 3:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. It wasn't getting off till 11 or 12 some nights.
Yeah.
So then we're trying to spend time together, and like, make the most out of our time. So whether she was driving over to my dad's house or I was driving to her parents, I was getting off at 11 o'clock, running home and showering, whatever, driving there. And she was making me, cooking me her parents' food, stuff like that, It was just kind of like one of those where it's like, damn, it would be kind of cool to like come back to one house every day, kind of, like start to build or whatever. And a little bit, obviously in between that was when we found out that we were having Olivia.
Yeah.
And from somebody who, they tell you during cancer treatments, it's like I remember they're like, did you want to look into this? And, embryo, whatever, they use all the doctor terms. And I'm like, like do you want to like freeze anything, before the procedure? Because, chemo can like, it'll pretty much eliminate all of that. And I was like, I'm 21, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
My mom's like, let's talk about it. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Your mom's like, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because
like at the time, you're 20, 21 years old. You don't want a kid right away. You want to be young and wild and stuff. And I ended up not paying for that, whatever procedure, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because even that's not guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with couples who struggle and doing different things. Nothing's guaranteed. So I was just like, no, like if it's meant to be, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And then that's when we found out that we were that she was pregnant and we were having Olivia, and it was I still remember that call. She called. Yeah, dude. It was a crazy moment. Like laying in bed at my dad's house. She's at her parents. She's like,
"Oh, life's good," and she's like, "We're having a baby." He's like, "Never mind."
No, honestly, no.
Holy shit!
It was weird because like I didn't really, obviously like deal with the whole cancer and stuff. Like I didn't want a kid. What was I preventing it? Not all the time. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was being careless either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get, and I think a lot of people can kind of relate to that. But yeah, when, she said she was late or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, like it is what it is. And then it was like 5 days late, and like, yeah, but that happens all the time. You know what I mean? And then, I remember she took the first pregnancy test, and she, like, I got home from work or whatever, I'm like literally laying in bed, and she texted me and was like, it's hard to read, but it like doesn't say no or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, we'll take another one.
Yeah.
And at that point, like 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, whatever, cool. And I fell asleep. My phone rings. I'm like, what the hell? And I roll over. It's like 2 a.m. at this point. And she's like, so I bought 3 more. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why did you do so many of them? Not realizing how accurate, inaccurate, some are like pregnant, not pregnant. Some are like 2 lines mean this, 7 dots mean that, And and she was like it says pregnant. And I was like, okay.
You're like,
and she's like,
that's all you're gonna say.
What do I do? Like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, we're gonna have a kid. Like,
yeah,
we'll be all right. Like, it is what it is. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I was like kind of calm about it. I mean, being the male versus the female, I feel like is obviously a different thing that I can't relate to. But also like going through the cancer and stuff, like it was like, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't planning on it, but I also never expected it.
Yeah.
So like, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like if life gives you lemons,
Take
who knows what can happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a big change, and that's kind of what I think. After she had Olivia, and we were still trying to do the back and forth and the pickup and the drop off and stuff like that, and making our schedules work. We weren't really seeing each other a lot because she was again morning and I was night, so it was good for like not having to have a babysitter, but it took away a lot of time with us.
Yeah.
And so then getting the house together or whatever, I think she was. It might have been 1 or 2.
I didn't even know back then when I was showing you guys houses.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys told anybody till later down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first picture we took out front of the house that we purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia, I want to say she was waddling, she was walking around, so she
popped out.
She was.
They probably told me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and didn't even remember.
Yeah,
I had a kid.
But yeah, dude, it was definitely like big moment. You know what I mean? And then it's cool to have your own stuff. It sucks growing up though.
Oh yeah,
to be honest, it sucks growing up,
responsibilities. It all comes with something.
I mean, shit, we've gone through an AC. We've gone through 2 fridges.
Yeah.
The toilet upstairs leaking, going through the damn ceiling. You know what I mean? When I was gone and not catching it and walking home and like, what's that? And it's
Yeah.
a fucking, look like a little blister hanging from the ceiling. I was like, I don't think that's very good. You
That's
know what I
not
mean?
normal. Yeah.
So it's like, it's a big jump, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's also, rather than you spending your money on dumb stuff, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? As you're younger or whatever, you kind of try to prioritize what's important, you know what I mean? Like you can still have fun, you can still go out, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that fridge goes out and you're like, fridges are fucking $600 for like
Yeah.
a basic one. You know what I mean? Like I wanted the damn clear one that has like the LED stuff and you can write notes and shit to each other. Yeah, no, that thing's like $7,000.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, we could just get that GE Model 2, you know what I'm
For
saying?
now.
And but yeah, no, it's definitely, it's been a good thing. You know, I
Yeah.
feel like we were right before the market got kind of crazy too.
Yeah, you guys got
I
it.
mean, like any relationship, we went through our struggles, you know, many times and whatnot, and like had our fights and split ups and things of that nature. And remember, like, what it was like 230, I think we bought it for
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in
And
the
I
day.
remember we had been there for like 2 years. We already refinanced from the what's it called? I already forget the thing. The assist program.
Down payment assistance.
Yeah. So like we had that FHA, and then we went to conventional or whatever
Conventional.
ask this guy. He'll know.
It's on conventional.
Yeah, and we had already done the refi and dropped our payment and stuff like that or whatever. But it was like we went through a hard time and we were possibly thinking about selling or whatever. And at some point, I think we reached out to you or whatever. And we didn't get too deep into it, but like we owed $220 on the house or $218 or something like that. And we had been there for 2 years, and the houses around us, unbeknownst to us, once you get a house, you kind of don't pay attention to anything. Like the houses in our neighborhood that had less upgrades and like, stock features, whatever the house, was built with.
Yeah.
We had granite countertops and a couple other nice little upgrades. They were like 300 something thousand, like 400,000 on the high end. And I'm like, wait, what?
You're welcome.
Like that changes that much, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
God forbid we did have to sell at that
Yeah.
point, if we would have split up or whatever, like, it's like, it just makes you realize how crazy the market can be. Like prices are going to go up obviously over time, no matter what. Cause
Yeah.
minimum wage and cost of living and import, export, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it's crazy to think, you know what I mean? And it kind of, it's scary being in a career that can affect, you know what I mean? If the market just freaking skyrockets, it's like when is this gonna last? You know what I mean? Like there's ways to predict it. I'm sure you guys know more of the details, the internal, well, this happened and the market went up here, and you guys can kind of probably watch it better than somebody like myself. But it's kind of scary dealing with it. But when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's a struggle that you get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, so all in all, you're pretty happy you bought when you bought.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
You're
didn't
like,
realize how
Yeah.
lucky we were, because I remember even when we finally made the offer or whatever, the house that you showed us that day, we looked at like what 8 or 9 houses I think that day on
Yeah.
that Sunday, and we looked at the last one, and these were houses that were older, like they were built in 80, 85, like
Yeah.
90, somewhere around there, and it was like, oh, it looks nice on the outside. You go inside and it's like carpet's destroyed, cabinets are like
Older.
that shitty like wood grain with like gold knobs, and the faucets are all like
How do you remember all this?
chrome, dude. Because every house we looked at, there was one house I remember, but it was super small. It was like 1,300 square foot or something like that.
Yeah.
But they had done a little bit of upgrades. The kitchen was super nice, I remember, but it was like tiny. Like you walked in the door and it was like kitchen was there, one table and a stove and like a little counter, and then it was like living room, bedroom.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's nice, like for an apartment,
Yeah.
But we were somewhere in like I think 200 was our like max range at that point between me, you, and Brian, and everybody talked about. And also shout out to Brian, because
That's
he
my
helped
boy,
a
Brian.
lot. He helped a lot
Yeah.
in that process too. He's a boy I've known since high school too.
Brian Castellanos.
Good guy.
That's
Yep.
a boy.
Let that plug, Brian. But yeah, no, it was like the final house or something like that. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock, and you're like, there is one that's kind of by, talking to Natalie, by your parents' house. Like, well, you go check it out. It's a little above your price range. I think they were asking like 230, but you're like, just to give you an idea, to stretch out your maximum budget between our incomes combined and whatnot. Like, if you save your money a little bit, and you could get this much house for this. And I remember like parking, and I'm like, it was a 2-story. None of the other houses we looked at were 2-story, and I'm like, I really didn't want a 2-story because coming from one, I know how expensive it is with AC and all that. You know, like at that point, I'm trying to think like an adult. You know, I'm like, nice house. I gotta clean it. I gotta do the air conditioning. You know what I mean? Like more stuff to break. But yeah, dude, we walked into that house, and not only was the biggest house that we saw, but it was tile downstairs, carpet upstairs, big staircase going up to the top floor, granite countertops.
Yep.
They had a big what's like the big like couches
Island.
that
the
connect or
sectional.
whatever.
Yeah.
Big old sectional in the middle of the living room, and it was granite countertops and like dark wood. They had the dark blinds and everything, and I was just like, this is nice, but like way to tease this type of thing.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of days or whatever, you're like, hey, that house dropped like $5,000. Like it's been on the market for 3 months. Like you want to put an offer? I'm like, we're gonna insult them, but sure.
Yeah.
And then I mean, shit, it was probably like a month at that point, and I think we'd put in an offer or two. They came back and tried to meet it, and you were dealing with closing costs and everything like that. And you were trying to kind of meet in the middle and help us out and make it fair for them. And the day you're like, yeah, you just sign the papers, whatever. And I'm like, getting ready to do the e-sign, and my phone rings, and I'm like, thinking like, yeah, dude, I'm signing it right now. Like, what the heck? And you're like, did you sign it? I said, I'm literally doing it right now. I was like on the 3rd page. You're like, don't sign it.
Yeah.
What? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, what's wrong?
Don't fucking sign it.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, almost done. He's like, they matched your offer. Like, they matched what? It was 220 instead of 230 or 215 instead of 225, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like down payment assistant and half of closing costs and whatever it was. And I was just like, oh shit.
It's because they were like countering back with us, and instead of they wanted us to sign off on that, but then the guy called me and he was like, you know what, my sellers like your family, because I had you guys like write a little letter to them too. He's like, that's fine. They're just gonna agree to that last counter we had.
Yeah.
So don't even bother with another counter. That's why I was like, don't sign anything.
Yeah, because I think it ended up being like 5,000 or 8,000 different from the overall price, and then I think they agreed to match with like half. They split closing costs with us or something like that, and the inspection or something. I mean, it's been like 6-7 years now, but it was something about the inspection they didn't want to pay for. Closing costs they didn't want to pay for, but there was also something wrong with like the AC had an issue or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were trying to kind of like meet in the middle with everything.
Yeah.
And then they came back and they're like, we'll split closing costs with you. AC we'll fix, and we'll split the inspection or whatever it was with you. And we're just like
The appraisal.
Appraisal, sorry.
No, you're good.
And you're like, don't sign it. They agreed to this. And I was just like, oh
Cool.
shit. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? So just goes to show too, obviously, the timing of when the house is on the market, but also having a realtor like you where you're still reaching out, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they didn't accept our offer.
Yeah.
You could either just give up on it, or you could go look at more houses, or you guys really like this house? Like why don't let me talk to them. Let me talk to their realtor. Let's see what we can do. Let's see where we, you know what I mean? And like I know you reached out a couple times to the person that they had selling the house or whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually it makes things meet. And like you said, that realtor reached out to you and was like, I mean, they want to sell. They're happy with their interests, and like they're willing to meet in the middle. Like, we'll sign that offer. So
one thing I had
it
to learn
pays to have a realtor that actually, like, obviously us being boys, you cared about me too. So you might that friendly discount, whatever. Like that doesn't exist. Obviously, no matter what, realtors are realtors, and you're not gonna. You can't just make money come off a house, but you going the extra mile for me.
Yeah.
People think that's like unheard of, but in reality, like you've done the same stuff for my dad. You've done the same stuff for other family members, from people I've referred, from friends that we grew up with, you know what I mean? And seeing all the houses now that you've sold and what you've been through, you clearly do it for everybody. So it's like,
just try my best, man.
you know what I mean? So I mean, that goes to show how it is. It's not like you're just busting your ass for one person. You're not making more money off of me or less money off of me or anybody that you may know. You're doing it for the best interest of your client, which is more than I feel like every company can say. So
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, brother.
You're not special, but you're special.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I was like, I'm not special. And I was like,
I do that for everybody. I'm just kidding.
special.
No, I appreciate that, bro. No, you guys got a great deal back in the day. How are we looking on time, Caesar? We good? Okay. Well,
only 6 more hours to go.
only 2 more hours to go. No, so we'll end it off at this. Brother, you have gone through a lot. I'm happy to run by you. I've known you for 20 plus years. What place are you placing in the fantasy football this year? Your prediction? Just throw a number.
We got 10 guys. We're doing 2 keepers. I'm pretty happy with mine. I'm gonna go top 3.
Top 3. So
Top
you
3.
and me.
Yep.
Okay, you and me. Cheers, bro. I appreciate you. I love you.
Cheers, brother. Love you
And
too,
thank you
bud.
for making it out today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for joining us today on episode 3 at Yappy Endings. This is Gabe Galindo. If you like today's episode, subscribe down below. And if you like my boy Cameron, hit up his Insta. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I never got the headphones you guys were talking about. I feel like Joe Rogan and you know what I mean.
You don't need 'em.
No, all right. But Theo Vaughn needed them. Just saying.
Take care, guys. I'll see you at the next one.